Hello everybody and a warm welcome to our food reserve. My name is Alec Mugala Lusaka. Thank you very much for joining us and thank you for the kind compliments that you continue to give us concerning this program. Good things continue happening even in the year 2020, and the food reserve today, the Food Reserve Agency today is here to explain to you what it is all about, its mandate and the benefits of having strategic food reserves. I have with me somebody you've met before. His name is Musiwa Mukololo and he's the Monitoring and Evaluation Officer at FRA. It's good to have you on the show again.
Thank you very much.
All right. So tell us, it's 2020 and what's happening at FRA?
2020 is a good year and we hope that it will be, and that we meet head on with the challenges that we have before us.
Oh, fantastic.
Sure.
Today we're looking at what the Food Reserve Agency is all about in order for us to give an appreciation to our viewers.
Indeed.
And also finding out what is its mandate and the benefits of strategic food reserves. Tell us, what is the Food Reserve Agency and what's its agenda?
Indeed. The Food Reserve Agency is a state-owned institution that was established through an act of parliament. That is the Food Reserve Act, chapter number 225 of 1995 of the laws of Zambia. So now this organization was established with three pillars or three key mandates. And today these are the mandates that we want to discuss in detail and look at the benefits that they provide to the country or to the nation.
What is the mandate for the Food Reserve Agency?
We'll look at the first one being that of administering national strategic food reserves, and the second one being the provision of market access to the rural small-scale farmers. Now, every year through the Ministry of Agriculture, the minister identifies certain food commodities that are essential for food security. And these food commodities are through the SI, and in this case the SI we are referring to is that of 2015, which set 8 designated agricultural food commodities. The first one being the white maize, second orange maize, rice, sorghum, sunflower, groundnuts, soybeans and beans. These are the 8 designated agricultural food commodities. So there is a mandate that looks at provision of market of these designated agricultural food commodities. And the third one, which is the management of national strategic food reserves. Now here we manage the storage investment or the storage of national produce. So these are the 3 mandates that we are going to look in detail and look at their benefits that they give us as a nation. And the first mandate was that of administering national strategic food reserves. Under this mandate, there are 5 benefits that we want to dwell on in this program. The first benefit is the supply of grain for price stabilization. You know, this is the market-led economy where the forces of supply and demand dictate at which price. So what we're now simply saying is that we are not in control of what those that may want to charge exorbitant prices for the mealie meal or for the grain. So what we do in this kind of market is that we disturb them by making the grain available or by supplying the grain on the market so that it influences the prices at which the grain is obtained at. So that's the benefit number 1. We supply that grain to stabilize the market prices. The other benefit is the supply of grain to food emergencies. This is under the REEF, which is the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit. They help us with this assignment. So now we supply the raw materials to DMMU, and DMMU, through their establishment, they respond to all the areas that have been affected by these calamities. Food emergencies come in as a result of droughts, as a result of crop failure due to pest infestation, and also any other natural disasters that may befall a country or a community. The relief foods are sent there so that it cushions the impact on the communities. Also, supply of grain to local communities. You know, we are talking about this, what is so much on in the media has been the impact created in the two provinces, which is Southern and Western Province.
And Western Province, yes.
We are supplying these regions at a local level or at community level. And the supply of grain to social programs such as the homegrown school meals under the Ministry of General Education. We've been able to support social programs. This is, for example, under the Ministry of General Education. We've been able to support a program called Homegrown School Meals. The other being the foreign exchange earning, the foreign earning through the export of excess stocks. At a time that we have excess reserves, we've been able to export and earn forex. It cushions the exchange rates and be able to strengthen the kwacha and the dollar exchange. These 5 key benefits we derive from the management of national strategic food reserves. The interventions that we've been making as the Food Reserve Agency under the price stabilization has been the supply of grain to local millers and traders in order to stabilize the market prices. I need to mention that we are under a market-led economy where the forces of demand and supply dictate the prices. So what we're simply saying is that we are not able to control what or dictate what price will be on the market, and also those that may want to charge exorbitant prices of grain to the local market. The only thing that we do as an agency is that we disturb them by flooding the market with the grain. So now here, what I would want to address is the proposals from our colleagues in the industry. Our colleagues in the industry have been telling us, it's in the public domain, that they did their research, and through their research they established that we need to keep 150,000 metric tons of grain. Yes, our colleagues did their study, the academic study, and from our end, we want to respond with experience and say these are the quantities so far that we have given out in response to the climate change issues that have affected in the southern, western, and part of central province. These are the quantities that we have given out so far, 171,000 metric tons.
Let us also look at, how the agency comes in terms of supply to food emergencies.
Indeed, supply to food emergencies has been core, and it's one of the key areas that we support as a Food Reserve Agency. In addition to 171,000 metric tons we just discussed that we provided to local millers, we have another 50,000 metric tons in 2019, as you can see, that we have provided through DMMU. So this adds on. We have provided more support. Actually, higher quantities have been given out this year in 2019 than any other year since the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit was established.
And how does the supply to local communities work with the Food Reserve Agency?
Indeed, supplies to local communities, it is facilitated through the district commissioners, and this program is demand driven. And so far we have given out, as of 2019, third quarter, we give out 13,000 metric tons of grain, so that local communities are able, or they have been able to access this grain at affordable prices.
How about the support to social programs?
In this regard, we are talking about the Ministry of General Education. We have supported, like the figures presented here, run from 2013 to 2019 as well. And we have, on average, given the Ministry of General Education about 18,000 metric tons of grain. And as of the third quarter 2019, the ministry had already collected about 10,000 metric tons of grain to support the school meals feeding program.
How does the Food Reserve Agency get its earnings in terms of exports?
Indeed, in the times of plenty, we have been able to export our excess grain to other neighboring countries and also countries in the upper north. Our neighboring countries' major destinations have been to Democratic Republic of Congo as well as Zimbabwe. Now, we have been able to get benefit out of this through the forex that it brings. In the years of plenty, we have been able to export our excess reserves, and these reserves bring huge sums of revenue which is remitted to National Treasury. And we need the dollar to cushion the impact on the kwacha, and this is one of the benefits that we get during the times of excess, because it brings in the dollar that we require so much.
Interesting. And connected to this is FRA's contribution to the Treasury. How does this work?
Well, indeed, I want to say that FRA program is not one way. The agency is funded. Also, the agency remits back to Treasury. The funding over time to the Food Reserve Agency, and what we have here is presented from 2015 to 2019. We've had our own challenges through the period that you can see the funding levels. These are the figures from 2015 to 2019. You see the contributions that the agency has been making to National Treasury. What we hold is a national asset. And when we give it out, it's not for free. We give it we sell, should I simply say, we sell this commodity, which brings in the revenue that is taken back again to Treasury. And over time, these remittances have been huge. So simply put, whatever is remitted to the institution, we also send back to National Treasury and keep the national assets.
I'd like to thank you for sharing this information with our viewers countrywide today, and thank you very much also for the time that you've taken to put all these statistics together.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Right. Mr. Msua Mkololo is the Marketing and Evaluation Officer, Monitoring and Evaluation Officer at the Food Reserve Agency. And yes, like I said earlier, a detailed presentation of the mandate and its benefits to all of us here in this country. This has been our Food Reserve for today. My name is Alec Mugala, and on behalf of the entire production team, thank you very much for joining us. Do join us next time at the same time on this very exciting channel, ZNBC1. Bye for now.